That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
No place like home.
Those wings carbon fiber?
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Hey, man. What's up, Mr. Stark?
Spider-Man.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my series of Spider-Man reviews, and we made it. It's the end. I can't believe that we are here to review Spider-Man No Way Home. As you can see, I'm very excited to talk about this movie. I'm wearing my Spider-Man shirt. You can't really see it. It's kind of faded, but it has the Spider-Man 3 black suit Spider-Man logo with a faded Toby in the middle, Andrew on the side, and Tom on the other side, and the 3 Spider-Man. It was so much better when I first bought it, but I am thinking of getting another type of shirt. But these are great t-shirts. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I'm just so excited. But this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I am going to try and do a spoiler review during the holidays. I won't be here in Tamworth. I will be in Stewart's Point, but I will watch our reviews and stuff, take notes, just so then I don't have to figure out ways to watch the movie. And then you guys can ask questions or parts about what parts you liked, what parts you didn't like. We can talk about them. So we'll do that. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to do that. But yeah, let's get into Spider-Man No Way Home. The plot is, when Spider-Man's identity is now revealed, a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life as Peter Parker from the high stakes of being a superhero. When Peter, aka Spider-Man, asks Doctor Strange for help, the stakes become even more dangerous on discovering what truly means to be Spider-Man. This has been my most anticipated movie this year. You guys know that. I've been doing videos since like January, and now we're here in December, and it's here. And like, I'll tell you what, I have been breaking down the cast and videos leading onto this movie, and this movie is everything that I wanted in a movie like this. And it was sad. This movie was sad. There was parts where I was like, oh my god. And seeing all these previous villains from both the Sam Raimi movies and the Amazing Spider-Man movies, you see all these villains interacting. That's not really spoiled because you have seen all these guys in the trailers, but like, it's just so, like, I was in awe just seeing like Electro come out, and like his first time talking to Electro, and then Tom interacting with Sandman, and then also interacting with Dr. Octopus, and then talking about Green Goblin and how he had died a few years before, and how the line in the trailer that Dr. Octopus says is that they're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts, but really the line in the movie is it's either you're fighting him or you're fighting a ghost. So that, I was just like, oh my god. And then when I saw Lizard captured, I was like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I am not a big fan of that first Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's boring, and I'm not a big fan of the Lizard. But he was better in this movie than he was in the Amazing Spider-Man. He had a little bit more depth. Okay, not a ton more. but they knew what villains to focus on, and seeing all the Raimi villains next to each other, and Willem Dafoe just knocked it out of the park in this movie. He literally was like, okay, how do I make this the same that I did in 2002, but bring it into the MCU and make it more like comic bookness kind of thing, because those Raimi films, whether you like them or you hate them, they're very much for the early 2000s, from 2002 to 2007, and they're very goofy. This movie make the characters more serious. Yeah, they make it more serious, less goofy, and they add a bit more depth to them, and it's just so cool seeing them interact. And then, like, not to spoil anything, but something that Tom does to these villains, it's just like, oh my god. And how they handle Doc Ock, I don't think this hurts his arc in Spider-Man 2, because at least if the way that you could interpret it is that, because we all know that these villains were taken moments before their death, so we gotta assume that the train fight happened, and this was before Peter in Spider-Man 2 ripped off the mask, and Alfred Molina was like, Peter Parker, brilliant but lazy. But then there's something at the end that happens, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's cool that they're having this interaction, but how does that happen if that happens moments before they're taken off? But I guess it's because of the nanotech, because Tom Holland is controlling the nanotech, because he does get the nanotech in his tentacles and stuff like that, which is so cool to see. And so the clapping moments, not to spoil anything, but there are things that happen in this movie, especially, like, not necessarily with, like, some characters, but there are some characters in particular that, of course not going into spoilers, but that made all the audience clap and cheer. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but just so you guys know, there were characters that showed up that they do some cool things within their entrances. They do in a way where it's like Zendaya and Jacob Balon's characters, MJ and Ned. They kind of do this whole thing of where they want to see Tom's Peter Parker, and they do like Doctor Strange stuff with it. So you can probably piece that together. I tried to put as no spoilery as I could. This movie really is Spider-Man Endgame. It really truly is. I just loved it. Because Avengers Endgame is my favourite movie of all time. It is literally... Avengers Endgame is my favourite Avengers movie, my favourite MCU movie, my favourite movie of all time, my favourite superhero movie. Or favourite action movie, any genre, maybe except for horror and comedy. But other than that, Avengers Endgame is number one for me, always. And I think this film, I need to watch it again. As I'm recording this, I am going to go watch it today. I have work on, but then at 5 o'clock, 5:15ish, I am going to see it again. I'm curious to see how the second audience reacts, because the first reaction was just like, oh my god. And even the jokes landed. There were some that were like, oh, that's not a really great joke, but that still made me laugh. Like, there's some things that Ned does in this movie, especially with some Doctor Strange stuff, that kind of did make me laugh. and it was just incredible to see. And I can't believe that they pulled this off. I was just so happy to see that they pulled this off. You see, I was just a young boy watching the first Spider-Man Tobey Maguire film on my grandma's TV with a VHS in my hand, and just loving that movie, and then seeing not 2 and 3, but then going into the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then seeing Spider-Man 3, and then seeing of course the Tom Holland films from Civil War up to Far From Home at the time, and then later on seeing the first Amazing Spider-Man and Tobey's Spider-Man 2 is just a great cap off of every Spider-Man journey, especially with the movies. Not especially with the villains. The villains are what I like, is what some of the things that I do like about this movie, because this movie was like, okay, how do we add more depth to these characters? Because like there are some, like, I didn't pay too much attention to the music, but one bit that did stand out to me was that as soon as Electro shows up in that power grid, it literally does the whole like the dubstep music, and I'm like, oh my god, they brought back Electro's theme in this movie. That was the most recognizable theme to me, because like the other ones are kind of like, that's the only one, like, I know that they all have their themes, but like that one is the only one that really has like an actual theme on the soundtrack. So that's the only one that I really recognized. I didn't know what I couldn't tell you what the Green Goblin's theme from the original Spider-Man movie sounds like, Doc Ock's, or Sandman's, or Lizard's. I know the Electro theme, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 theme, because that's my Amazing Spider-Man theme. That's my favourite Amazing Spider-Man theme out of those two movies. And the Tobey theme. The Tobey theme, the Andrew theme, and the Electro theme are the three themes. And I guess the Tom Holland theme at the beginning of Homecoming, where you have the instrumental TV show theme. Those are the only themes that I really know off by heart. But yeah, it was just so cool to see Tom Holland trying to defeat these villains that are from Tobey's universe and Andrew's universe, and it was just so cool. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been watching my videos, especially the people that have been watching these Spider-Man videos since I was talking about the possibility of Tobey and the rumours of Tobey and Andrew possibly showing up in this movie. The casting videos, the trailer reactions, the reactions to whatever's happening in these movies in general, and all that. I just want to thank you guys for watching these Spider-Man videos. Spider-Man is my favourite Marvel character, and if I didn't have the passion for this character, this journey wouldn't have as much of an impact on me as it did for some other people. Because these videos mean the world to me. My favourite videos to make are literally anything to do with Spider-Man and Batman. Well, any superhero really, but Spider-Man in particular. He's my favourite Marvel hero, and this was just an epic movie to see on the big screen. I want to thank you guys, because we're in the Endgame now. We're here. You guys that are in America, you guys are probably seeing it right now. I am going to edit this, and then I'm going to, because if you guys want to see my first thoughts coming out of the movie when I got home, go to my TikTok, PriceCheck37. Go check those out. Go check that out, because I was blown away by what they did with this movie. But what I will say though is that it's funny because the people that I saw it with, they didn't see almost any of the Marvel movies, so they're literally going, "Wait, what's happened? How did Green Goblin die? How did Doc Ock die? Aren't they dead? How did what's this and what's that?" So I had to literally explain from the first Iron Man, well, not the first Iron Man, but the main ones, like Spider-Man Far From Home, and the whole thing about Mysterio and how he altered the footage so people think that Spider-Man killed Mysterio, and how Tony Stark died in Endgame, and how, like, all this stuff I had to explain literally to my friends, because two of them didn't really see all of them. And I didn't want to spend, I didn't spend 2.5 hours because that's how long the movie is, but I did spend about almost 15 minutes in segments of the movie trying to go like, okay, this is what happened to this character, just to try and catch them up and give them a little summary. But yeah, it was just so good seeing, and the way that they did the credits is really cool. Like, I wish they kind of did something a little bit more, not operatic, but a little bit more grand. But the sketches that they did do for the credits was really cool. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to do a spoiler review. I will do it live. I will do a live stream. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Also hit the little bell icon to get notified future videos I make. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.